This Vice exhibit shows all the pleasures of food and alcohol over the centuries, from the beginning of the 16th century all the way to the 1950s. It started kind of cloudy this morning, but now the sun is trying to come out, so we will still start with a historic site. We are at the Strawberry Banke Museum in Portsmouth, New Hampshire. It is a living museum with a good dozen historic buildings ranging between the years of 1695 and 1945 or 1695, something like that. And there are also historic gardens, and there are role-playing characters playing different roles of different times in the area around here. So come on along and let's go explore the Strawberry Banke Museum. You see a little bit of it behind here. This would be a shop in the 1700s.
Well, this is pretty typical. Actually, first time I walked in here 12 years ago, I looked around and I said, Mom, after you visit 1795, you cross the back hallway, and strangely enough, you find yourself in the 1950s. And that's when the last family lived in this run-down, beat-up, terrible old slum in the bad side of town, terrible neighborhood. People from the rest of the city will not even venture into this neighborhood. That's great for us kids who lived here. We had the run of the place.
Here's some really lazy chickens. This is the oldest house on the property from 1695, I believe. Here you can see layers and layers of modernization, from the original walls all the way to wallpaper from about the 1700s to the mid-20th century.
We're making steak and kidney pie today.
Okay.
And we're at the stage where the filling of the pie is actually cooking in that Dutch oven.
Okay.
And then a little bit later in the day, Joe, my colleague, he'll be making the crust and then combining those two elements together.
Okay.
So
Let's go meet the owner of the Wartime era grocery store.
Hampton Beach in the house.
It is. It's very hot.
Do come in. So this is my mother's kitchen. I'm just minding her store for the day today. And these are my parents. They're portraits here.
So this is the grocery store.
Yes.
Let's go take a look.
So now my mother is a real stickler for keeping to the prices that the government has set. The Office of Price Administration has set ceiling prices, so you won't have any price gouging. And then she also is very stern about collecting ration stamps. They have to come out of the books in front of us, so that no one can take the stamps and sell them to somebody else.
Okay.
And you have a book for every member of the family. So most ladies are carrying a special little wallet like this, and you have all the ration books for your family.
Those are ration books from the wartime.
Yes. Yep. And then the blue are for everything else. So, and we've been encouraging people all along to grow their own food. This is why we have the big tree gardens in the backyard. So you can see the sweet corn here that Del Monte has costs 17 cents plus 16 ration points. That's a whole line of stamps in one person's book for a week. So you don't want to use your entire ration for one person on one can of corn when you can grow it in the backyard.
I think this is a plum tree. Work is constantly in progress. Here's a still unrestored home from about the 1800s. Okay.
It takes us about 6 hours to put the warp on the machine.
Wow.
So that's the really hard part.
Yeah.
But what we do once we start weaving is just step on a pedal, That lifts up a set of threads.
I'll come in closer.
Sure. Then we run the shuttle underneath the lifted threads and knock that down into place with the beater. And because each petal lifts a different set of threads, it changes where the color lays on top, the color in my weft.
Mm-hmm.
So this type of weaving, this is a modern day crafter's loom, but this type of weaving goes back to the Middle Ages in Europe and was used up until the Industrial Revolution. So for about 250 years, this is how people in the Western world got all their fabric for everything.
Definitely a rich person's house. Let's go find out who. This was the governor's home, the only house that was moved, but as it is, because it would have been destroyed while they were building Portsmouth. So we just went to the weaving house and I was told she was gone for the day, and I caught her at the governor's house weaving a little bit. So just basic, doing your basic shape?
Yes, so right now I'm actually just locking in my base. It'll make it easier to maintain the shape of the basket once I am done and when I'm folding these up to make the walls. Because first you start, with most baskets, you start by interlacing the bottom, and then those pieces get folded up to become the side. So I can actually show you that this is the beginning of this basket right here.
So those like the volunteer firemen. So did everybody have one or just a few homes?
Everybody had to have one.
Okay.
Somebody from your household was required to show up if there was a fire. That's part of why the names are on the buckets. You would leave them behind.
Okay.
As kind of an attendance list.
Okay.
Restored house. Nothing happened, so I'll leave it to you.
In this house, a widow had her nieces and nephews come from England as they emigrated to the US. There are several rooms here and she had many children stay over the years.
Next time they come, we'll say, they'll stay on here. No piggyback. Sorry, I scared you.
The personal room and settings of a sex worker circa 1900 in Portsmouth.
As a colonial home, there are many elements of the house that talk to that period. For example, the center hallway is very typical of a colonial home. The wainscoting, the moldings, the layout of 4 rooms over 4 rooms is very, very typical of that time period.
So I just visited the Shapiro, which was a Jewish immigrant family from Russia.
And one was in the winter with very thick walls, but they're dark. So, hello. They're dark, so we paint these bright colors to make us feel happier. So I came home another day from shopping at the butcher, and I walked in and I see this beautiful Ukraine blue in my kitchen. I was so excited until I looked like this. My tub is blue.
Your tub is not blue. What's with the tub being blue?
It looks blue
Oh yeah,
to me.
Polish. I'm Avram Shapiro.
They could tell from the other a mile away.
Let me ask the ladies a question. Okay, ladies? If you ask your significant other, yes, to paint the kitchen and the bathroom a very difficult color, and they do it in 24 hours, very neatly, what would you say to them? Did you hear this? You know what I get? Avram, what have you done? Excuse me, you painted my tub blue.
It looks blue to me.
It's not blue. Let me ask you a question. When you take a bath, where do you put the lower half of your body? In the white part or the blue part?
What a fancy man, right?
Where do you put it? In the white part.
Yeah.
If you go to the Yiddish
There
dictionary,
we go.
it says tub, the place where you put your tuchus. I rest my case.
Okay. All I said to him was, oh, please stop painting. Don't paint inside tub. If I want to go swimming, I'll go one street over there, I'll jump in the water.
That I said was a very good
And
idea.
now I'm going to kill myself because my new tub is...
That's an even better idea.
Oh my God. Go rest.
I go on.
The role playing in there was amazing, and I taped a lot, and it's really, really good. And yeah, it was really hot in there. I'm schwitzing, completely schwitzing, as Abraham said. And yeah, I hope you really enjoyed that video. It was a lot of fun.